The man tossed a snowball, only for it to hit a snow-covered plane. Inside the cabin, they found the deceased pilot and dug out a package containing $4.4 million in cash. Faced with this sudden windfall, the three of them didn't split the money on the spot. Instead, Hank took it home to hold onto for the time being. Figuring the cash was almost certainly dirty, Hank's plan was to wait until the police found the plane. If no one came looking for the money, the three of them would divide it up then. But when his wife Sarah got wind of the plan, she came up with a twist of her own. Hank should take $500,000 out of the bag and stash it back in the plane. They needed to beat the cops to the scene and make it look like only $500,000 had ever been on board. Early the next morning, Hank tracked down his older brother Jacob and spun him a lie. Said he'd accidentally disturbed the pilot's body the day before and had to go back and prop it up right. He asked Jacob to keep a lookout nearby. The reason Hank kept their buddy Lou out of the loop was twofold. First, Lou was flat out greedy and would never go along with putting $500,000 back. Second, Jacob was family, so he'd naturally keep his mouth shut around Lou. Right about then, a fox snatched a chicken from a local farmer and darted off into those same woods. When the farmer came chasing after it, he ran smack into Jacob and asked him which way the fox had gone. Worried the farmer would stumble onto the plane, Jacob grabbed a wrench and knocked him out cold. By the time Hank got back, the farmer wasn't breathing anymore. Realizing his brother had killed a man by accident, Hank told Jacob to take off in the truck. He'd handle the farmer himself, haul him over to the bridge nearby and stage the whole thing as a freak accident. There was no way he was letting one dead farmer cost the three of them their shot at getting rich. But halfway there, the unconscious farmer suddenly came to. That should have been good news for Hank, except the first words out of the guy's mouth were that he was going straight to the sheriff to turn Jacob in. Terrified that the cops would start digging around, Hank seized the moment and smothered him. Then he stuck to the original plan, ran the snowmobile off into the river, and made it look like a plain old accident. Seeing what had become of the farmer, Jacob was eaten alive by guilt and turned to head straight to the police station to confess, but Hank stopped him just in time. Not long after, the cops found the farmer's body. With Hank's footprints and tire tracks buried under fresh snow, the investigators had nothing to go on and had no choice but to chalk it up to a tragic accident. From that night on, Hank couldn't sleep. Then one day he was jolted awake by frantic pounding at the door. He opened it, and there stood Lou. Lou was the town drunk, no secret about it, and on top of drinking himself stupid every day, he was buried in debt. He'd come to Hank hoping to get his cut of the money early so he could go buy more booze. Hank wasn't about to say yes to that. Besides, he'd already moved the money somewhere else. Even if he wanted to grab it, it was a solid hour's drive away. So Hank just handed over all the cash he had on him. To Lou, that looked like Hank was trying to cut him out of the whole stash, so he played his ace. He threatened Hank with the farmer's death. Turned out that during one of their drinking sessions, Jacob had spilled the truth about how the farmer really died. Lou told Hank he had a few days to split the money. Otherwise, he'd walk straight to the sheriff and turn Hank in for murder. If you were Hank, what would you do?